me, Charlie. Oh, one of my favorite songs is about to come on. Anyway, we're not gonna listen to it because, oh my god, I was off yesterday, and yesterday I got to go to National Night Out, which was really fun. We hung out with one of my child's friend. We hung out with them and the parent. The kids hung out and we hung out together, and it was really nice, and I had a lovely time. We left a little early, and I'm glad we did because it started to rain like not too long after we got home, and on top of that, like apparently like the traffic was like a nightmare. Like we had a friend park out front of our house, and they walked with us, and their wife drove them back, and we got home faster walking than she did to the car, which is really funny. Like we were home for like a good like 5 minutes before they rolled up, but it was awesome. It was a great time. Yay,
Oh, you almost had
Hobby!
it. You gotta be quicker than that.
And the winner is Hobby Husband Yo.
I think I gotta change first sound. It was like a while I like. Ooh, you gotta be quicker than that. It's also like it's kind of quiet, so I might have to play around with that. But I have had a few days off, and by few I mean one, and I mean yesterday, and I spent a tiny bit working a little bit more on the Jurassic Park stuff. I love doing that on stream. I thought that was great, and I'm just gonna keep going with it while we're listening. I'll try to focus on the person who's talking, focusing on them in the chapter versus like if Malcolm is talking and it's his perspective chapter, I'm going to work on this one. But if it's Gennaro's chapter, I'm going to be working on this one. Hopefully that makes sense. I also wanted to put together the tier list because I have the pictures on this computer. So, free tier list. Oh my god, Blue's here? Wait, where do you see Blue? Did he get banned already? Oh, also Hobby, what's his face? Dwarfy is beating you. Hold on, let's see if I can do it. Stats. I gotta turn caps lock off. Stats. Dwarfy. Oh. Oh, he's not in chat right now. Wait, but I can do it. Dwarfy Doodle. He is listed in the watching thing, but it doesn't seem to be active. I know that's why I got to fish. Oh, I don't. That could be it, but hold on. Leaderboards. No, you're casting. We have to wait till you're done. Hi, I'm playing COD. I thought that said God at first. Okay, so Dorothy Doodle has 3,465. Hobby, you have 2,190. It's scrolled too fast. I have 1,000. Nobody else has anything else for the beginning of the month. There he is. Yay, that's cute. I'm logging into tier list maker. Shit, am I banning Dorothy? Not yet. Okay. I understood. Okay. I logged in. Oh my god, this is so stupid. I did it. I enabled it. Go away. You guys can't see what I'm doing. All right. Jurassic Park. Okay. Where did I save them to, guys? Do you remember? Did I even download them to this computer? Well, there's only a few I want to download then to this computer. The ones that are like mostly done. So, I wouldn't consider Grant done. I would consider Ellie done. I would consider Malcolm done. I would consider Dennis done. That's all I would consider done. I hate that they made fucking download as separate files a fucking premium thing. That is such bullshit, Canva. I hate you. Wait, where's the thing? Did it not download? I thought I hit download. Did I hit cancel? The fuck? Oh. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the watermark. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we're gonna make a tier list. It's gonna be in a Jurassic Park tier list. And what we're gonna do is when we're done part 1, we're going to rate our favorite characters. Alright, that's downloading. Oh, I should have made them JPEGs. Can I cancel that? Oh. No, I want to cancel. Cancel! Oh, fuck it, whatever. Alright. I even started putting some of the dinosaurs on the map. So like I have the T-Rexes around here. I have the Dilophosaurs. I have Clever Girl and the Raptor Pack. Clever Girl and the Raptor Pack sounds like a sick band name. And then I have our people. So I did start doing that. The problem is I can't find a map that has like both the fence lines and the names of all of like the locations that is decently readable. So that's where I'm struggling right now. If I can find a better map, I will update this, but this is the best we got for now. All right. Shall we return to Jesus? The music, apparently? There we go, part 1.
Next, they studied metabolism.
We're gonna just back up just like a tiny bit. So, where we are currently, we just landed on the island, I believe. Everybody met everybody. Malcolm talked about chaos theory. Hammond spared no expense, even though he really did. And a lot of what he did was to cut corners. He ended up hiring less people. Something tells me he's very anti-union, so fuck John Hammond. That being said, they're all on the island. Ed Regis is about to take them somewhere. They are currently examining and by examining, I mean sitting there in shock and awe of, I believe, I'm gonna say I don't know. I don't remember. But that's where they are. Brontosaurus.
Scientists had always classified dinosaurs as reptiles, cold-blooded creatures drawing the heat they needed for life from the environment. A mammal could metabolize food to produce bodily warmth, but a reptile could not. Eventually, a handful of researchers, led chiefly by John Ostrom and Robert Baker at Yale,
I don't remember who's talking.
began to
we'll
suspect
just
that the
settle.
concept of sluggish, cold-blooded dinosaurs was inadequate to explain the fossil record. In classic deductive fashion, they drew conclusions from several lines of evidence. First was posture. Lizards and reptiles were bent-legged sprawlers, hugging the ground for warmth. Lizards didn't have the energy to stand on their hind legs for more than a few seconds, but the dinosaurs stood on straight legs, and many walked erect on their hind legs. Among living animals, erect posture occurred only in warm-blooded mammals and birds.
Erect.
Thus, dinosaur posture suggested warm-bloodedness. Next, they studied metabolism, calculating the pressure necessary to push blood up the 18-foot-long neck of a brachiosaur, and concluding that it could only be accomplished by a 4-chambered, hot-blooded heart.
I think we're on Alan Grant speaking. This sounds like a paleontologist. If it's not Grant, it's Ellie. Which means I get to work on Grant's card. Why?
They studied trackways, fossil footprints left in mud, and concluded that dinosaurs ran as fast as a man. Such activity implied warm blood. They found dinosaur remains above the Arctic Circle in a frigid environment unimaginable for a reptile. And the new studies of group behavior, based largely on Grant's own work, suggested that dinosaurs had a complex social life and reared their young, as reptiles did not. Turtles abandoned their eggs, but dinosaurs probably did not. The warm-blooded controversy had raged for 15 years before a new perception of dinosaurs as quick-moving, active animals was accepted, but not without lasting animosities. At conventions, there were still colleagues who did not speak to one another.
That's so petty.
But now, if dinosaurs could be cloned, why, Grant's field of study was going to change instantly. The paleontological study of dinosaurs was finished. The whole enterprise, the museum halls, with their giant skeletons and flocks of echoing schoolchildren, the university laboratories with their bone trays, the research papers, the journals.
It's so funny that a lot of people, as soon as they see a new advancement in their field, they worry that the previous way is going to be obsolete to like the most extreme levels. And we don't really see that ever happen. Well, not ever. I would say it's not as common.
All of it was going to end. You don't seem upset, Malcolm said. Grant shook his head. It's been discussed in the field. Many people imagined it was coming, but not so soon. Story of our species, Malcolm said, laughing. Everybody knows it's coming, but not so soon. As they walked down the path, they could no longer see the dinosaurs, but they could hear them, trumpeting softly in the distance. Grant said, My only question is, where'd they get the DNA? Grant was aware of serious speculation in laboratories in Berkeley, Tokyo, and London that it might eventually be possible to clone an extinct animal such as a dinosaur if you could get some dinosaur DNA to work with. The problem was that all known dinosaurs were fossils, and the fossilization destroyed most DNA, replacing it with inorganic material. Of course, if a dinosaur was frozen, or preserved in a peat bog, or mummified in a desert environment, then its DNA might be recoverable. But nobody had ever found a frozen or mummified dinosaur, so cloning was therefore impossible. There was nothing to clone from. All the modern genetic technology was useless. It was like having a Xerox copier, but nothing to copy with it. Ellie said, You can't reproduce a real dinosaur because you can't get real dinosaur DNA. Unless there's a way we haven't thought of, Grant said. Like what? She said. I don't know, Grant said. Beyond a fence, they came to the swimming pool, which spilled over into a series of waterfalls and smaller rocky pools. The area was planted with huge ferns. "Isn't this extraordinary?" Ed Regis said. "Especially on a misty day, these plants really contribute to the prehistoric atmosphere. These are authentic Jurassic ferns, of course." Ellie paused to look more closely at the ferns. Yes, it was just as he said. Sirena veriformans, a plant found abundantly in fossils more than 200 million years old, now common only in the wetlands of Brazil and Colombia. But whoever had decided to place this particular fern at poolside obviously didn't know that the spores of veriformans contained a deadly beta-carboline alkaloid.
I love Ellie so much.
Even touching the attractive green fronds could make you sick. And if a child were to take a mouthful, he would almost certainly die. The toxin was 50 times more poisonous than oleander. People were so naive about plants, Ellie thought. They just chose plants for appearance, as they would choose a picture for the wall.
Oleander is extremely poisonous.
It never occurred to them that plants were actually living things, busily performing all the living functions of respiration, ingestion, excretion, reproduction, and defense. But Ellie knew that in the Earth's history, plants had evolved as competitively as animals, and in some ways more fiercely. The poison in Sirena veriformans was a minor example of the elaborate chemical arsenal of weapons that plants had evolved. There were terpenes, which plants spread to poison the soil around them and inhibit competitors. Alkaloids, which made them unpalatable to insects and predators, and children. And pheromones, used for communication. When a Douglas fir tree was attacked by beetles, it produced an anti-feedant chemical, and so did other Douglas firs in distant parts of the forest. It happened in response to a warning oleochemical secreted by the trees that were under attack. People who imagined that life on Earth...
I don't know what more to do to Grant. I'm like, it looks good. Like, he just looks all right. I don't know what more he needs.
Earth consisted of animals moving against a green background, seriously misunderstood what they were seeing. That green background was busily alive. Plants grew, moved, twisted, and turned, fighting for the sun. And they interacted continuously with animals.
He needs the Allen Raptor.
Discouraging some with bark and thorns, poisoning others, and feeding still others to advance their own reproduction, to spread their pollen and seeds. It was a complex, dynamic process which she never ceased to find fascinating, and which she knew most people simply didn't understand. But if planting deadly ferns at poolside was any indication, then it was clear that the designers of Jurassic Park had not been as careful as they should have been. "Isn't it just wonderful?" Ed Regis was saying. "If you look up ahead, you'll see our safari lodge." Ellie saw a dramatic low building with a series of glass pyramids on the roof. "That's where you'll all be staying here in Jurassic Park." Grant's suite was done in beige tones, the rattan furniture and green jungle print motifs. The room wasn't quite finished. There were stacks of lumber in the closet and pieces of electrical conduit on the floor. There was a television set in the corner with a card on top. Channel 2, Hypsilophodont Highlands. Channel 3, Triceratops Territory. Channel 4, Sauropod Swamp. Channel 5, Carnivore Country. Channel 6, Stegosaurus South. Channel 7, Velociraptor Valley. Channel 8, Pterosaur Peak. He found the names irritatingly cute. Grant turned on the television but got only static. He shut it off and went into his bedroom, tossed his suitcase on the bed. Directly over the bed was a large pyramidal skylight. It created a tented feeling, like sleeping under the stars. Unfortunately, the glass had to be protected by heavy bars so that striped shadows fell across the bed. Grant paused.
That's suspicious.
He had seen the plans for the lodge, and he didn't remember bars on the skylight. In fact, these bars appeared to be a rather crude addition. A black steel frame had been constructed outside the glass walls, and the bars welded to the frame. Puzzled, Grant moved from the bedroom to the living room. His window looked out on the swimming pool. "By the way, those ferns are poison," Ellie said, walking into his room. "But did you notice anything about the rooms, Alan?" "They changed the plans." "I think so, yes." She moved around the room. "The windows are small," she said, "and the glass is tempered, set in a steel frame. The doors are steel-clad. That shouldn't be necessary. And did you see the fence when we came in?" Grant nodded. The entire lodge was
Observant.
enclosed within a fence with bars of inch-thick steel. The fence was gracefully landscaped and painted flat black to resemble wrought iron, but no cosmetic effort could disguise the thickness of the metal or its 12-foot height. "I don't think the fence was in the plans either," Ellie said. "It looks to me like they've turned this place into a fortress." Grant looked at his watch. "We'll be sure to ask why," he said. "The tour starts in 20 minutes. When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth. They met in the visitor building, 2 stories high and all glass, with exposed black anodized girders and supports. Grant found it determinedly high-tech. There was a small auditorium, dominated by a robot Tyrannosaurus Rex, poised menacingly by the entrance to an exhibit area labeled
menacingly.
"When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth." Farther on were other displays, "What is a Dinosaur?" and "The Mesozoic World." But the exhibits weren't completed. There were wires and cables all over the floor. Gennaro climbed up on the stage and talked to Grant, Ellie, and Malcolm, his voice echoing slightly in the room. Hammond sat in the back, his hands folded across his chest. "We're about to tour the facilities," Gennaro said. "I'm sure Mr. Hammond and his staff will show everything in the best light. Before we go, I wanted to review why we are here and what I need to decide before we leave. Basically, as you all realize by now, this is an island in which genetically engineered dinosaurs have been allowed to move in a natural park-like setting, forming a tourist attraction. The attraction isn't open to tourists yet, but it will be in a year. Now, my question for you is a simple one. Is this island safe? Is it safe for visitors? And is it safely containing the dinosaurs?" Gennaro turned down the room lights. "There are 2 pieces of evidence which we have to deal with. First of all, there is Dr. Grant's identification of a previously unknown dinosaur on the Costa Rican mainland. This dinosaur is known only from a partial fragment. It was found in July of this year, after it supposedly bit an American girl on a beach. Dr. Grant can tell you more later. I've asked for the original fragment, which is in a lab in New York, to be flown here so that we can inspect it directly. Meanwhile, there is a second piece of evidence. Costa Rica has an excellent medical service, and it tracks all kinds of data. Beginning in March, there were reports of lizards biting infants in their cribs, and also, I might add, biting old people who were sleeping soundly. These lizard bites were sporadically
old
reported in
people.
coastal villages from Ismaloya to Punta Arenas.
Hold on to your butt.
After March,
I hit the
lizard
wrong
bites were no
That's also the wrong one.
Christ, there's a boomer around here.
longer reported. However, I have this graph from the Public Health Service in San Jose of infant mortality in the towns of the West Coast earlier this year. I direct your attention to 2 features of this graph, Gennaro said. First, infant mortality is low in the months of January and February, then spikes in March, then it's low again in April. But from May onward, it is high, right through July, the month the American girl was bitten. The Public Health Service feels that something is now affecting infant mortality, and it is not being reported by the workers in the coastal villages.
Yes.
The second feature is the puzzling bi-weekly spiking, which seems to suggest some kind of alternating phenomenon is at work. The lights came back on. "All right," Gennaro said. "That's the evidence I want explained. Now, are there any—" "We can save ourselves a great deal of trouble," Malcolm said. "I'll explain it for you now." "You will?" Gennaro said. "Yes," Malcolm said. "First of all, animals have very likely gotten off the island."
Yeah.
"Oh, balls," Hammond growled from the back. And second, the graph from the Public Health Service is almost certainly unrelated to any animals that have escaped. Grant said, "How do you know that?" "You'll notice that the graph alternates between high and low spikes," Malcolm said. "That is characteristic of many complex systems. For example, water dripping from a tap. If you turn on the
I disagree with Malcolm here. I personally feel like they just have a feeding schedule.
faucet just a little, you'll get a constant drip, drip, drip. But if you open it a little more, so that there's a bit of turbulence in the flow, then you'll get alternating large and small drops. Drip, 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 like that. You can try it yourself. Turbulence produces alternation. It's a signature. And you will get an alternating graph like this for the spread of any new illness in a community. "But why do you say it isn't caused by escaped dinosaurs?" Grant said. "Because it is a non-linear signature," Malcolm said. "You need hundreds of escaped dinosaurs to cause it, and I don't think hundreds of dinosaurs have escaped. So I conclude that some other phenomenon, such as a new variety of flu, is causing the fluctuations you see in the graph." Gennaro said, "But you think the dinosaurs have escaped?" "Probably, yes." "Why?" "Because of what you are attempting here. Look, this island is an attempt to recreate a natural environment from the past, to make an isolated world where extinct creatures roam freely, correct?" "Yes." "But from my point of view, such an undertaking is impossible. The mathematics are so self-evident that they don't need to be calculated. It's rather
So it's
like my
Melon's
asking you whether on $1 billion in income you had to pay tax. You wouldn't need to pull out your calculator to check. You'd know tax was owed. And similarly, I know overwhelmingly that one cannot successfully duplicate nature in this way, or hope to isolate it." "Why not? After all, there are zoos." "Zoos don't recreate nature," Malcolm said. "Let's be clear. Zoos take the nature that already exists and modify it very slightly to create holding pens for animals. Even those minimal modifications often fail. The animals escape with regularity. But a zoo is not a model for this park. This park is attempting something far more ambitious than that, something much more akin to making a space station on Earth." Gennaro shook his head. "I don't understand." "Well, it's very simple. Except for the air, which flows freely, everything about this park is meant to be isolated. Nothing gets in, nothing out. The animals kept here are never to mix with the greater ecosystems of Earth. They are never to escape." "And they never have," Hammond snorted. "Such isolation is impossible," Malcolm said flatly. "It simply cannot be done." "It can. It's done all the time." "I beg your pardon," Malcolm said, "but you don't know what you're talking about." "You arrogant little snot," Hammond said. He stood and walked out of the room. "Gentlemen, gentlemen," Gennaro said. "I'm sorry," Malcolm said, "but the point remains. What we call nature is in fact a complex system of far greater subtlety than we are willing to accept. We make a simplified image of nature, and then we botch it up. I'm no environmentalist, but you have to understand what you don't understand. How many times must the point be made? How many times must we see the evidence? We build the Aswan Dam and claim it is going to revitalize the country. Instead, it destroys the fertile Nile Delta, produces parasitic infestation, and wrecks the Egyptian economy. We build a... "Excuse me," Gennaro said, "but I think I hear the helicopter. That's probably the sample for Dr. Grant to look at." He started out of the room. They all followed. At the foot of the mountain, Gennaro was screaming over the sound of the helicopter. The veins of his neck stood out. "You did what? You invited who?" "Take it easy," Hammond said. Gennaro screamed, "Are you out of your goddamn mind?" "Now look here," Hammond said, drawing himself up. "I think we have to get something clear." "No," Gennaro said. "No, you get something clear. This is not a social outing. This is not a weekend excursion. This is my island," Hammond said, "and I can invite whomever I want." "This is a serious investigation of your island because your investors are concerned that it's out of control. We think this is a very dangerous place, and..." "You're not going to shut me down, Donald." "I will if I have to." This is a safe place, Hammond said, no matter what that damn mathematician is saying. It's not, and I'll demonstrate its safety. And I want you to put them right back on that helicopter, Gennaro said. Can't, Hammond said, pointing toward the clouds. It's already leaving. And indeed, the sound of the rotors was fading. God damn it, Gennaro said. Don't you see you're needlessly risking... Hammond said. Let's continue this later. I don't want to upset the children.
He's
Grant
so
turned
manipulative.
and saw two children coming down the hillside, led by Ed Regis. There was a bespectacled boy of about 11 and a girl a few years younger, perhaps 7 or 8, her blonde hair pushed up under a Mets baseball cap and a baseball glove slung over her shoulder. The two kids made their way nimbly down the path from the helipad and stopped some distance from Gennaro and Hammond. Low, under his breath, Gennaro said, Christ. Now, take it easy, Hammond said. Their parents are getting a divorce, and I want them to have a fun weekend here. The girl...
Their parents are getting a divorce, so I thought I'd help their parents out so they didn't have to fight about custody anymore. You can't fight about custody if the kids aren't there.
The girl waved tentatively. Hi, Grandpa, she said. We're here. The tour. Tim Murphy could see at once that something was wrong. His grandfather was in the middle of an argument with a younger, red-faced man opposite him, and the other adults standing behind looked embarrassed and uncomfortable. Alexis felt the tension, too, because she hung back, tossing her baseball in the air. He had to push her. Go on, Lex. Go on yourself, Timmy. Don't be a worm, he said. Lex glared at him, but Ed Regis said cheerfully, I'll introduce you to everybody, and then we can take the tour. I have to go, Lex said. I'll just introduce you first, Ed Regis said. No, I have to go. But Ed Regis was already making introductions. First to Grandpa, who kissed them both, then to the man he was arguing with. This man was muscular, and his name was Gennaro. The rest of the introductions were a blur to Tim. There was a blonde woman wearing shorts and a man with a beard who wore jeans and a Hawaiian shirt. He looked like the outdoors type. Then a fat college kid who had something to do with computers. And finally a thin man in black who didn't shake hands but just nodded his head. Tim was trying to organize his impressions and was looking at the blonde woman's legs when he suddenly realized that he knew who the bearded man was. Your mouth is open, Lex said. Tim said, I know him. Oh, sure, you've just met him. No, Tim said, I have his book. The bearded man said, What book is that, Tim? Lost World of the Dinosaurs, Tim said. Alexis snickered. Daddy says Tim has dinosaurs on the brain, she said. Tim hardly heard her. He was thinking of what he knew about Alan Grant. Alan Grant was one of the principal advocates of the theory that dinosaurs were warm-blooded. He had done lots of digging at the place called Egg Hill in Montana, which was famous because so many dinosaur eggs had been found there. Professor Grant had found most of the dinosaur eggs that had ever been discovered. He was also a good illustrator, and he drew the pictures for his own books. Dinosaurs on the brain? The bearded man said. Well, as a matter of fact, I have that same problem. Dad says dinosaurs are really stupid, Lex said. He says Tim should get out in the air and play more sports.
Touch some grass.
Tim felt embarrassed. I thought you had to go, he said. In a minute, Lex said. I thought you were in such a rush. I'm the one who would know, don't you think, Timothy? She said, putting her hands on her hips, copying her mother's most irritating stance. Tell you what, Ed Regis said, why don't we all just head on over to the visitor center, and we can begin our tour? Everybody started walking. Tim heard Gennaro whisper to his grandfather, I could kill you for this. And then Tim looked up and saw that Dr. Grant had fallen into step beside him. How old are you, Tim? 11. And how long have you been interested in dinosaurs? Grant asked. Tim swallowed. A while now, he said.
A while.
He felt nervous to be talking to Dr. Grant. We go to museums sometimes when I can talk my family into it, my father. Your father's not especially interested? Tim nodded. and told Grant about his family's last trip to the Museum of Natural History. His father had looked at his skeleton and said, "That's a big one." Tim had said, "No, Dad, that's a medium-sized one, a Camptosaurus." "Oh, I don't know. Looks pretty big to me." "It's not even full-grown, Dad." His father squinted at the skeleton. "What is it, Jurassic?" "Geez, no, Cretaceous." "Cretaceous? What's the difference between Cretaceous and Jurassic?" "Only about 100 million years," Tim said. "Cretaceous is older?" "No, Dad, Jurassic is older." "Well," his father said, stepping back, "it looks pretty damn big to me." And he turned to...
Okay, so fun fact, that dinosaur was from the Jurassic, not from the Cretaceous. Just thought you guys should know that.
Tim for agreement. Tim knew he had better agree with his father, so he just muttered something, and they went on to another exhibit. Tim stood in front of one skeleton, a Tyrannosaurus rex, the mightiest predator the Earth had ever known for a long time. Finally, his father said, "What are you looking at?" "I'm counting the vertebrae," Tim said. "The vertebrae?" "In the backbone." "I know what vertebrae are," his father said, annoyed. He stood there a while longer, and then he said, "Why are you counting them?" "I think they're wrong. Tyrannosaurus should only have 37 vertebrae in the tail. This has more." "You mean to tell me," his father said, "that the Museum of Natural History has a skeleton that's wrong? I can't believe that." "It's wrong," Tim said. His father stomped off toward a guard in the corner. "What did you do now?" his mother said to Tim. "I didn't do anything," Tim said. "I just said the dinosaur is wrong, that's all." And then his father came back with a funny look on his face, because of course the guard told him that the Tyrannosaurus had too many vertebrae in the tail. "How'd you know that?" his father asked. "I read it," Tim said. "That's pretty amazing, son," he said, and he put his hand on his shoulder, giving it a squeeze. "You know how many vertebrae belong in that tail. I've never seen anything like it. You really do have dinosaurs on the brain." And then his father said he wanted to catch the last half of the Mets game on TV, and Lex said she did too, so they left the museum.
Jeez,
And Tim
that
didn't
sucks.
see any other dinosaurs, which was why they had come there in the first place. But that was how things happened in his family. How things used to happen in his family, Tim corrected himself. Now that his father was getting a divorce from his mother, things would probably be different. His father had already moved out, and even though it was weird at first, Tim liked it. He thought his mother had a boyfriend, but he couldn't be sure, and of course he would never mention it to Lex. Lex was heartbroken to be separated from her father, and in the last few weeks she had become so obnoxious that... "Was it 5027, Grant said. "I'm sorry?" Tim said. "The Tyrannosaurus at the museum, was it 5027? "Yes," Tim said. "How'd you know?" Grant smiled. "They've been talking about fixing it for years, but now it may never happen." "Why is that?" "Because of what is taking place here," Grant said.
I can't believe the excuse for not fixing a creature on display and making it accurate is that, oh, your grandpa made a dinosaur zoo, so now we can't ever fix museum pieces. Like, what is that argument, Grant?
Said, "On your grandfather's island." Tim shook his head. He didn't understand what Grant was talking about. "My mom said it was just a resort, you know, with swimming and tennis." "Not exactly," Grant said. "I'll explain as we walk along." Now I'm a damn babysitter, Ed Regis thought unhappily, tapping his foot as he waited in the visitor center. That was what the old man had told him. "You watch my kids like a hawk. They're your responsibility for the weekend."
Oh, we got Ed Regis
Ed
on?
Regis didn't like it at all. He felt degraded. He wasn't a damn babysitter. And for that matter, he wasn't a damn tour guide, even for VIPs. He was the head of public relations for Jurassic Park, and he had much to prepare between now and the opening, a year away. Just to coordinate with the PR firms in San Francisco and London, and the agencies in New York and Tokyo was a full-time job, especially since the agencies couldn't yet be told what the resort's real attraction was. The firms were all designing teaser campaigns, nothing specific, and they were unhappy. Creative people needed nurturing. They needed encouragement to do their best work. He couldn't waste his time taking scientists on tours. But that was a trouble with a career in public relations. Nobody saw you as a professional. Regis had been down here on the island off and on for the past 7 months, and they were still pushing odd jobs on him, like that episode back in January. Harding should have handled that. Harding or Owens, the general contractor. Instead, it had fallen to Ed Regis. What did he know about taking care of some sick workman? And now he was a damn tour guide and babysitter.
No, he's talking... Okay, so Ed is talking about that guy who was attacked by the raptor that was dealt with by the doctor in the first, chapter before the little girl was attacked by the compies.
Turned back and counted the heads. Still one short. Then in the back he saw Dr. Sattler emerge from the bathroom. All right, folks, let's begin our tour on the 2nd floor. End of side 3.
I have no idea what to do for Ed.
Side 4. Tim went with the others, following Mr. Regis up the black suspended staircase to the 2nd floor of the building. They passed a sign that read, "Closed area, authorized personnel only beyond this point." Tim felt a thrill when he saw that sign. They walked down the 2nd floor hallway. One wall was glass, looking out onto a balcony with palm trees in the light mist. On the other wall were stenciled doors like offices, park warden, guest services, general manager. Halfway down the corridor, they came to a glass partition marked with another sign displaying the international biohazard symbol, which read, "Biohazard, caution, biological hazard. This laboratory conforms to USG P4/EK3 genetic protocols." Underneath were more signs. "Caution, tetragenic substances. Pregnant women avoid exposure to this area. Danger, radioactive isotopes in use. Carcinogenic."
Finally, some OSHA-approved guidelines.
Potential. Tim grew more excited all the time. Tetragenic substances. Things that made monsters. It gave him a thrill. And he was disappointed to hear Ed Regis say, "Never mind the signs, they're just up for legal reasons. I can assure you everything is perfectly safe." He led them through the door. There was a guard on the other side. Ed Regis turned to the group. "You may have noticed that we have a minimum of personnel on the island. We can run this resort with a total of 20 people. Of course, we'll have more when we have guests here, but at the moment, there's only 20. Here's our control room. The entire park is controlled from here."
That's the catch I needed. This is rigged. Well, yeah, it's in a pole. It's rigged, right? The rig. Oh, you got my vape. Thanks. Oh, okay. I see now. You got a rare piranha worth 69 gold, and then I got a legendary zero worth 816 gold. I see. Rip.
They paused before windows and peered into a darkened room that looked like a small version of Mission Control. There was a vertical glass see-through map of the park, and facing it, a bank of glowing computer consoles. Some of the screens displayed data, but most of them showed video images from around the park. There were just 2 people inside, standing and talking. "The man on the left is our chief engineer, John Arnold." Regis pointed to a thin man in a button-down.
I like that they say that they can work functionally with 20 people on staff, but what if those people can't work functionally with the only 20 other people? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Also, I just got the munchies really bad, so I was gonna run in and get a snack. I made some goodies today that I'll talk about when I get back, but until I get back, here's some music. So I made pineapple stuffing today, but I messed it up. I accidentally forgot to mix in the egg. So I had to pour the egg in over top of it so it wasn't mixed in with all the sugar and stuff. And I think I should have probably also added vanilla extract and maybe a little cinnamon. But anyway, it's still pretty good. It's just a little more on the eggy side. It's not the worst. But
down short-sleeved shirt and tie, smoking a cigarette. And next to him, our park warden, Mr. Robert Muldoon, the famous white hunter from Nairobi.
that's this guy.
Muldoon was a burly man in khaki, sunglasses dangling from his shirt pocket. He glanced out at the group, gave a brief nod, and turned back to the computer screens. "I'm sure you want to see this room," Ed Regis said. "But first, let's see how we obtain dinosaur DNA." The sign on the door said extractions, and like all the doors in the laboratory building, it opened with a security card. Ed Regis slipped the card in the slot, the light blinked, and the door opened. Inside, Tim saw a small room bathed in green light. 4 technicians in lab coats were peering into double-barreled stereo microscopes or looking at images on high-resolution video screens. The room was filled with yellow stones. The stones were in glass shelves, in cardboard boxes, in large pull-out trays. Each stone was tagged and numbered in black ink. Regis introduced Henry Wu, a slender man in his 30s. Dr. Wu is our chief geneticist. I'll let him explain what we do here. Henry Wu smiled. At least I'll try, he said. Genetics is a bit complicated, but you're probably wondering where our dinosaur DNA comes from. It crossed my mind, Grant said. As a matter of fact, Wu said, there are 2 possible sources. Using the Loy antibody extraction technique, we can sometimes get DNA directly from dinosaur bones. What kind of a yield? Grant asked. Well, most soluble protein is leached out during fossilization, but 20% of the proteins are still recoverable by grinding up the bones and using Loy's procedure. Dr. Loy himself has used it to obtain proteins from extinct Australian marsupials as well as blood cells from ancient human remains. His technique is so refined, it can work with a mere 50 nanograms of material. That's 50 billionths of a gram. And you've adapted his technique here?
Weed.
Grant asked. Only as a backup, Wu said. As you can imagine, a 20% yield is insufficient for our work. We need the entire dinosaur DNA strand in order to clone, and we get it here. He held up one of the yellow stones. From amber, the fossilized resin of prehistoric tree sap. Grant looked at Ellie, then at Malcolm. That's really quite clever, Malcolm said, nodding. I still don't understand, Grant admitted. Tree sap, Wu explained, often flows over insects and traps them. The insects are then perfectly preserved within the fossil. One finds all kinds of insects in amber, including biting insects that have sucked blood from larger animals. Sucked the blood, Grant repeated. His mouth fell open. You mean sucked the blood of dinosaurs? Hopefully, yes. And then the insects are preserved in amber. Grant shook his head. I'll be damned. That just might work. I assure you it does work, he said. He moved to one of the microscopes where a technician positioned a piece of amber containing a fly under the microscope. On the video monitor, they watched as he inserted a long needle through the amber into the thorax of the prehistoric fly. If this insect has any foreign blood cells, we may be able to extract them and obtain paleo DNA, the DNA of an extinct creature. We won't know for sure, of course, until we extract whatever is in there, replicate it, and test it. That is what we have been doing for 5 years now. It has been a long, slow process, but it has paid off. Actually, dinosaur DNA is somewhat easier to extract by this process than mammalian DNA. The reason is that mammalian red cells have no nuclei, and thus no DNA in their red cells. To clone a mammal, you must find a white cell, which is much rarer than red cells. But dinosaurs had nucleated red cells, as do modern birds. It is one of the many indications we have that dinosaurs aren't really reptiles at all. They are big, leathery birds. Tim saw that Dr. Grant still looked skeptical, and Dennis Nedry, the messy fat man, appeared completely uninterested, as if he knew it all already. Nedry kept looking impatiently toward the next room. I see Mr. Nedry has spotted the next phase of our work, Wu said. How we identify the DNA we have extracted. For that we use powerful computers. They went through sliding doors into a chilled room. There was a loud humming sound. 2 6-foot-tall round towers stood in the center of the room, and along the walls were rows of waist-high stainless steel boxes. This is our high-tech laundromat, Dr. Wu said. The boxes along the walls are all Hamachi Hood automated gene sequencers. They are being run at very high speed by the Cray XMP supercomputers, which are the towers in the center of the room. In essence, you are standing in the middle of an incredibly powerful genetics factory. There were several monitors, all running so fast it was hard to see what they were showing. Wu pushed a button and slowed one image. Here you see the actual structure of a small fragment of dinosaur DNA, Wu said. Notice the sequence is made up of 4 basic compounds: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. This amount of DNA probably contains instructions to make a single protein, say a hormone or an enzyme. The full DNA molecule contains 3 billion of these bases. If we looked at a screen like this once a second for 8 hours a day...
I'm sorry. No disrespect to Henry Wu, but Mr. DNA is way better at this. All I can hear is we looked at the code. I hit the wrong button.
It'd still take more than 2 years to look at the entire DNA strand. It's that big. He pointed to the image. This is a typical example because you see the DNA has an error down here in line 1201. Much of the DNA we extract is fragmented or incomplete. So the first thing we have to do is repair it. Or rather, the computer has to. It'll cut the DNA using what are called restriction enzymes. The computer will select a variety of enzymes that might do the job. Here is the same section of DNA with the points of the restriction enzymes located. As you can see in lines 1201, 2 enzymes will cut on either side of the damaged point. Ordinarily, we'll let the computers decide which to use, but we also need to know what base pairs we should insert to repair the injury. For that, we have to align various cut fragments.
I need to find a better map because we're about to encounter service roads and shit, and I'm like, damn, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to figure this out because I don't know where the lagoon is. Wait, this one has water and elevations. Okay. Triceratops, T-Rex. Oh wait, is this the... Yes, this is the most newest one. This isn't the previous one. Yeah. That's from the newer movies. I need older. Okay, aviary. Those guys. There's a lagoon there. Is that a Triceratops? What is that? Oh, yeah, that's a Triceratops. Okay, and it's got a bunch of the service roads. All right, this one looks like it'll do. All right. Let's zoom out. Let's duplicate this page.
Like so. Another screen flashed up, headed Restriction Enzyme Sequence Alignment, displaying a series of long and short overlapping bars. Now we are finding a fragment of DNA that overlaps the injury area and will tell us what is missing. And you can see we can find it and go ahead and make the repair. The dark bars you see are restriction fragments, small sections of dinosaur DNA broken by enzymes and then analyzed. The computer is now recombining them by searching for overlapping sections of code. It's a little bit like putting a puzzle together. The computer can do it very rapidly. And here is the revised DNA strand, repaired by the computer. The operation you've witnessed would have taken months in a conventional lab, but we can do it in seconds. Then are you working with the entire DNA strand? Grant asked. Oh, no, Wu said. That's impossible. We've come a long way from the 60s when it took a whole laboratory 4 years to...
Because I couldn't fit it in because it's so small this way, but then I was like, oh wait, I can zoom in. Yeah, I wanted, it's hard to like see when it's this far away. But I can zoom in. Plus it has like a key and stuff, which is super helpful. Um, or I don't know. Okay. Uh, where was I? Oh yeah, pushing this to the back.
To decode a screen like this. Now the computers can do it in a couple of hours, but even so, the DNA molecule is too big. We look only at the sections of the strand that differ from animal to animal or from contemporary DNA. Only a few % of the nucleotides differ from one species to the next. That's what we analyze, and it's still a big job. Dennis Nedry yawned. He'd long ago concluded that InGen must be doing something like this. A couple of years earlier, when InGen had hired Nedry to design the park control systems, one of the initial design parameters called for data records with 3 by 10 to the 9th fields. Nedry just assumed that was a mistake, and had called Palo Alto to verify it, but they had told him the spec was correct. 3 billion fields. Nedry had worked on a lot of large systems. He'd made a name for himself, setting up worldwide telephone communications for multinational corporations. Often those systems had millions of records. He was used to that. But InGen wanted something so much larger. Puzzled, Nedry had gone to see Barney Fellows over at Symbolics near the MIT campus in Cambridge. What kind of a database has 3 billion records, Barney? A mistake, Barney said, laughing. They put in an extra 0 or 2. It's not a mistake, I checked. It's what they want. But that's crazy, Barney said. It's not workable. Even if you had the fastest processors and blindingly fast algorithms, a search would still take days, maybe weeks. Yeah, Nedry said, I know. Fortunately, I'm not being asked to do algorithms. I'm just being asked to reserve storage and memory for the overall system, but still. What could the database be for? Barney frowned. You operating under an ND? Yes, Nedry said. Most of his jobs required non-disclosure agreements. Can you tell me anything? It's a bioengineering firm. Bioengineering, Barney said. Well, there's the obvious. Which is? A DNA molecule. Oh, come on, Nedry said. Nobody could be analyzing a DNA molecule. He knew biologists were talking about the Human Genome Project to analyze a complete human DNA strand, but that would take 10 years of coordinated effort, involving laboratories around the world. It was an enormous undertaking, as big as the Manhattan Project, which made the atomic bomb. This is a private company, Nedry said. With 3 billion records, Barney said, I don't know what else it could be. Maybe they're being optimistic designing their system. Very optimistic, Nedry said. Or maybe they're just analyzing DNA fragments, but they've got RAM-intensive algorithms. That made more sense. Certain database search techniques ate up a lot of memory. You know who did their algorithms? No, Nedry said. This company is very secretive. Well, my guess is they're doing something with DNA, Barney said. What's the system? Multi-XMP. Multi-XMP? You mean more than one, Cray? Wow. Barney was frowning now, thinking that one over. Can you tell me anything else? Sorry, Nedry said. I can't. And he had gone back and designed the control systems. It had taken him and his programming team more than a year, and it was especially difficult because the company wouldn't ever tell him what the subsystems were for. The instructions were simply, design a module for record keeping, or design a module for visual display. They gave him design parameters, but no details about use. He had been working in the dark. And now that the system was up and running, he wasn't surprised to learn there were bugs. What did they expect? And they'd ordered him down here in a panic, all hot and bothered about his bugs. It was annoying, Nedry thought. Nedry turned back to the group as Grant asked, And once the computer has analyzed the DNA, how do you know what animal it encodes? We have 2 procedures, Wu said. The first is phylogenetic mapping. DNA evolves over time, like everything else in an organism, hands or feet or any other physical attribute. So we can take an unknown piece of DNA and determine roughly by computer where it fits in the evolutionary sequence. It's time-consuming, but it can be done. And the other way? Wu shrugged. Just grow it. and find out what it is, he said. That's what we usually do. I'll show you how that's accomplished. Tim felt a growing impatience as the tour continued. He liked technical things, but even so he was losing interest. They came to the next door, which was marked Fertilization. Dr. Wu unlocked the door with his security card, and they went inside. Tim saw still another room with technicians working at microscopes. In the back was a section entirely lit by blue ultraviolet light. Dr. Wu explained that their DNA work required the interruption of cellular mitosis at precise instants, and therefore they kept some of the most virulent poisons in the world. Helotoxins, colchicinoids, beta-alkaloids, he said, pointing to a series of syringes set out under the UV light. Kill any living animal within a second or two. Tim would have liked to know more about the poisons, but Dr. Wu droned on about using unfertilized crocodile ova and replacing the DNA, and then Professor Grant asked some complicated questions. To one side of the room were big tanks marked Liquid N2, and there were big walk-in freezers with shelves of frozen embryos, each stored in a tiny silver foil wrapper. Lex was bored. Nedry was yawning, and even Dr. Sattler was losing interest. Tim was tired of looking at these complicated laboratories. He wanted to see the dinosaurs. The next room was labeled Hatchery. It's a little warm and damp in here, Dr. Wu said. We keep it at 99 degrees Fahrenheit and a relative humidity of 100%. We also run a higher O2 concentration. It's up to 33%. Jurassic atmosphere, Grant said. Yes, at least we presume so. If any of you feel faint, just tell me. Dr. Wu inserted his security card into the slot and the outer door hissed open. Just a reminder, don't touch anything in this room. Some of the eggs are permeable to skin oils. And watch your heads. The sensors are always moving. He opened the inner door to the nursery, and they went inside. Tim faced a vast open room bathed in deep infrared light. The eggs lay on long tables, their pale outlines obscured by the hissing low mist that covered the tables. The eggs were all moving gently, rocking. Reptile eggs contain large amounts of yolk, but no water at all. The embryos must extract water from the surrounding environment, hence the mist. Dr. Wu explained that each table contained 150 eggs and represented a new batch of DNA extractions. The batches were identified by numbers at each table, Steg-458-2 or Trice-390-4. Waist deep in the mist, the workers in the nursery moved from one egg to the next, plunging their hands into the mist, turning the eggs every hour, and checking the temperatures with thermal sensors. The room was monitored by overhead TV cameras and motion sensors. An overhead thermal sensor moved from one egg to the next, touching each with a flexible wand, beeping, then going on. In this hatchery, we have produced more than a dozen crops of extractions, giving us a total of 238 live animals. Our survival rate is somewhere around 0.4%, and we naturally want to improve that. But by computer analysis, we're working with something like 500 variables, 120 environmental, another 200 intra-egg, and the rest from the genetic material itself. Our eggs are plastic. The embryos are mechanically inserted and then hatched here. And how long to grow? Dinosaurs mature rapidly, attaining full size in 2 to 4 years, so we now have a number of adult specimens in the park. What do the numbers mean? Those codes, Wu said, identify the various batch extractions of DNA. The first 4 letters identify the animals being grown. Over there, that TRIC means Triceratops, and the STEG means Stegosaurus, and so on. And this table here, Grant said? The code said XXXX-0001-1. Beneath was scrawled, Presumed Silu. That's a new batch of DNA, Wu said. We don't know exactly what will grow out. The first time an extraction is done, we don't know for sure what the animal is. You can see it's marked presumed Celu, so it's likely to be a Coelurosaurus, a small herbivore, if I remember. It's hard for me to keep track of the names. There are something like 300 genera of dinosaurs known so far. 347, Tim said. Grant smiled, then said, "Is anything hatching now?" "Not at the moment. The incubation period varies with each animal, but in general it runs about 2 months. We try to stagger hatchings to make less work for the nursery staff. You can imagine how it is when we have 150 animals born within a few days, though, of course, most don't survive. Actually, these X's are due any day now. Any other questions? No? Then we'll go to the nursery where the newborns are." It was a circular room, all white. There were some incubators of the kind used in hospital nurseries, but they were empty at the moment. Rags and toys were scattered across the floor. A young woman in a white coat was seated on the floor, her back to them. "What have you got here today, Kathy?" Dr. Wu asked. "Not much," she said, "just a baby raptor." "Let's have a look." The woman got to her feet and stepped aside. Tim heard Nedry say, "It looks like a lizard." The animal on the floor was about 1.5 feet long, the size of a small monkey. It was dark yellow with brown stripes like a tiger. It had a lizard's head and long snout, but it stood upright on strong hind legs balanced by a thick, straight tail. Its smaller front legs waved in the air. It cocked its head to one side and peered at the visitors staring down at it. "Velociraptor," Alan Grant said in a low voice. "Velociraptor mongoliensis," Wu said, nodding. "A predator. This one's only 6 weeks old." "I just excavated a raptor," Grant said as he bent down for a closer look. Immediately, the little lizard sprang up, leaping over Grant's head into Tim's arms. "Hey! They can jump," Wu said. "The babies can jump. So can the adults, as a matter of fact." Tim caught the velociraptor and held it to him. The little animal didn't weigh very much, a pound or two. The skin was warm and completely dry. The little head was inches from Tim's face. Its dark, beady eyes stared at him. A small forked tongue flicked in and out. "Will he hurt me?" "No, she's friendly." "Are you sure about that?" asked Gennaro with a look of concern. "Oh, quite sure," Wu said. "At least until she grows a little older. But in any case, the babies don't have any teeth, even egg teeth." "Egg teeth?" Nedry said. "Most dinosaurs are born with egg."
Okay, I'm in too chill of a place, so I think I need to change it up. Sorry, somebody's car horn's going off. I was thinking about playing a video game, but I don't really know what I want to play. So I'm just trying to like figure that out. But I need like a little Jurassic Park break. Just a tiny one, because I feel like I'm just too quiet. Here, I'll put on some music while I try to figure it out. Steam isn't connecting. Did my internet go out? Oh, fishing has to close down for a second. Hold on. Yeah, it's because my power went out earlier. Whoa, this is super loud. Alright, fishing should be good again. Yeah, fishing good. Any recommendations on what I should play? I feel like no matter what I'm gonna play, I'm gonna fall asleep. have something I might be able to play. It's gotta download. Hold on. $33%. $59%. 67%. 77. 80. 92. Alright, hopefully I can get this to work without it screaming at me. Okay. What is VSync? What did I off? Window, yes. Audio. Sound effects. We're gonna turn those down to like 70. We're gonna turn those down to like 60. We're gonna turn the voice down to like 70. Background music, we're gonna turn to like 60. Input. I'm not doing a keyboard. 360 controller, got it. The graphics are the only one. You guys can't see what I'm doing still. Aha! Well, okay. Hmm. Background's gonna be a little boring. Do. No, that's the wrong thing. And fishing should still be working. Oh yeah, it's working, it's just not on the screen. Why am I not getting images? It was working a few seconds ago. Shucks. Is it because of fishing? Okay. I did? Candy Corridors? Oh my god, okay. Let's configure again. Maybe I messed something up. Okay. I don't know what VSync means. And now Dorothy is back. Rip. Yay, it worked. Okay. Whoa, at least I got a good one. Hold on, I gotta add fishing to this. Display cap, was it display capture or window capture? No. Where are you fishing? There. Okay. What's Dorothy at? Oh, you're actually beating Dorothy now. I love this game. Even so, I have to get so they will leave. Yeah. I believe in you. Believe in the me that believes in you.
Select a
we're pressing
file.
start. We're creating a new file.
Select a character.
Let's get him!
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah! This is happening!
This is the best game.
What's up?
What's up?
Oh no!
You are completely surrounded! Surrender yourself!
Oh, the graphics. It's so good.
Lock on target, men! Ready? Fire! Oh no! Our weapons are useless!
Oh,
Retreat! All personnel, fall back!
Oh no! Oh yeah! This could be fun!
Gummy worms. Oh, that sounds good right now. It's been so many like Halloween related. It's been so many Halloween related treats. Fishing things. I didn't even realize I had music on in the background. Jesus. That I'm like, damn, I need to start wearing my Halloween stuff. Like, it needs to start being the season, you know? It's spooky time.
some other time.
I did terrible. It's gonna be like a D. 4. Oh, they didn't even give me a rank? Lame.
Come on, you big drip. Where you going?
You know nothing, fool! It's Chaos, the god of destruction!
Why would you give away your position? Oh, did Sonic like not hear him? Was that like an inner monologue that he just kind of yelled from the roof directly above Sonic that Sonic did not hear? Am I understanding that lore correctly?
What? Tails? Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah!
Ah!
Oh no. Tails! Now, what am I gonna do with you?
Sorry, hold on. The sound for this one was too quiet. I was hoping I get on one of the umbrellas. That is not the case. God, this camera sucks. Whee! Come here. Damn it. Oh. Oh, bunny! A koala? gotta get 200. Money!
Jump on panel number 1. It will take you to panels 2 and 3. Jump as soon as you land on a panel or else you'll fall.
A seal.
Yes!
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, C for complete. C for crap.
Hey, Sonic! Long time no see, huh?
I'm just glad you're okay. What happened anyway? You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
That was a test run using a new prototype propulsion system. It's got a few bugs to iron out.
Why not just use my plane, the Tornado?
Thanks, but you gotta check out my newest power supply. Ta-da!
Whoa! A Chaos Emerald!
Yep, I just happened to find one of the 7 emeralds during one of my test flights. This thing's got unlimited power, you know. So I figured, why not use it to power my plane? Supercharged! You gotta come over to my workshop, Sonic. I've got something I've gotta show you. It's in the Mystic Ruins. The fastest way is by train. Let's go!
Green XR to end zone. No, don't. Get up there. Oh. You know where I can go? Okay, I can't do that. Oh, I'm still blocked off. Okay. Is it the Mystic Ruins?
Take the train to the Mystic
Yep.
Ruins.
I know I'm still in the lead, but geez, I have to fish so much more. I'm sorry.
The train headed for the Mystic
Hey, at
Ruins
least
will
do
be
it this way.
departing
You're
soon.
helping my chat stats every time you fish. Ah, damn it. Yeah. Hell yeah. I have to go fight Eggman like right away. Okay.
Tails' workshop should be around here somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
if it isn't Sonic!
Look, it's a giant talking egg.
Silence! I am Dr. Robotnik, the greatest scientific genius in the world!
Whatever you say, Eggman.
Enough! I've got big plans, and now I'm gonna put them to work.
You're always up to no good. Now what do you want?
I want all of the Chaos Emeralds. Better not interfere, or else...
I kind of want to get my Tikal costume together and cosplay while playing this.
Or else what, you big loser?
Or else I'll take them from you by force, the hard way. All systems, full power! Ah! All systems, full power! Ah! He's not gonna get away with this! All systems, full... Ah!
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
No rating? No rating for the fights? The egg splurting noises.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
Aha!
Damn.
Oh no!
Come on, Chaos! Time to eat!
Chaos? Oh no, isn't that the same monster I saw the other day?
Oh, yes! It's just as the stone tablets predicted! His strength increases every time I feed him a Chaos Emerald! With all 7 emeralds in him, he'll be invincible!
Why does he listen to you?
And work for me! Together, we'll destroy Station Square! And on its ruins, I'll build Robotnik Land, the ultimate city, where I will rule it all! Come on, Chaos! Let's find another emerald, shall we?
Smoke bomb.
Sonic! We can't let him get away with this, can we?
No way, Tails!
Without more emeralds, the monster can't transform. So, it's up to us to get the emeralds before Eggman does, huh?
I honestly think he would find them slower if you guys didn't get involved. Oh, okay, this is not for me. Two otters? Excellent. The koala! The koala's probably gonna go with the bunny. Yeah, now they're really good at swimming and running. Alright, I saw another egg over here somewhere. Let's do you all penguin. I love her eyebrows. Alright, I think there's like one more penguin. Yes. So this is called a chow garden. This is what happens when you have like a little tiny game on the inside. There's these cute little things called chows, and you can raise them and do all kinds of fun stuff with them, feed them, take care of them, teach them how to swim. Oh, this one hatch? How do I rotate the camera? Can I not? Oh! Put you right here. Pet you. Give me the bunny. They're kind of like Tamagotchis, but different. Bunny, bunny, koala. Come here. Come here. What are your koalifications? No. Get over here. Wait. Where'd she go? Back in the water? There, Jesus. Oh, she wants the food. Oh, bummer. Oh, there's one. Anyway, these guys will pretty much take care of themselves. They'll grow on their own. You can do like little races and stuff with them. Is that the penguin? I promise you they won't die. This one's really cute. It's all fluffy. Little wings. back to the real work.
The train headed for Station Square will be departing soon.
God, this camera.
Tails' workshop should be around here somewhere.
Oh, do I need to get this thing? I'm like speed racing this thing.
Head straight up. You should be able to get out of the tornado. Jump on panel number 1. It will take you to panels 2 and 3. Jump as soon as you land on a panel or else you'll fall.
Right, any of those animals. Oh. Come on. Whee! Jeez, that was so fast.
Yeah, not bad.
C for complete. This game game really just like speeds run.
The train headed for Station Square will be departing soon.
If you don't take like the time to explore stuff, like this game really just pushes you along.
Go to Station Square. You may find something. There's a place somewhere in the city where you can go down into the sewer. Now you've got Lightspeed shoes. Press and hold the action button to store up power. Once you have enough power, release the button and you can do the Lightspeed Dash. The Lightspeed Dash lets you race toward rings at light speed. As long as there's a trail of rings, you can go just about anywhere.
Ready? Go!
Okay, see, I need this. Oh, I missed. No. They'll never know. How will they know? Yes, I am going back.
The
all
train
way back
headed
to
for the Mystic Ruins
leave
will be
all my
departing
cow in
soon.
one location. Whatever do you mean? Oh, where's my egg? I have been bamboozled. Is the egg back where it was? Wait. Okay. Oh.
This is the crystal ring. This reduces the time needed to store power for the Lightspeed Dash.
My egg! Hi, Blue. God. Freaking. Ah. I was on my way. I don't want this freaking chow anymore. Video games are so relaxing. Damn, I did not get it that time either. My internet is being whack right now with the weather. That's fair. Ours went out for like a brief second earlier. I was in the middle of working on stuff. You guys can hatch when you're ready. Hobby, you are in the lead by almost 2,000 points.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
Yo, this is the dude from Fortnite. Yeah. Fuck. Wait, what's Fortnite? Does Tails have to be here? Damn. No! What the heck? I suck at pinball. Oh, that's how you rumble. Okay. Oh, bollocks. A koala. Just look. A peacock. I'm stuck. I'll take it. Come on. Oh. Sonic, like, actually takes a shower here. Where's the other one? Oh, here's the room where you have to dump all your crap.
Try and deposit as many rings as you can. It may even help show you the way.
That's fucked up. How was I supposed to stop that? Alright, come on. I'm just gonna do this same thing all day. Yay! I think I got another pair. Oh, I just need one more jester. Damn. Yay! Lame. Okay, so I got a little gem thing. How did I get that? And we're back in here, nice. And again! Maybe it's when you get in the center thingy? Also, if anybody knows the lore of this pinball machine, please educate me. I can't control any of this part. And we didn't get another Orby. Maybe I have to get enough of those, like a pair of those balls. Oh, come on. Jesus Christ! Are all those tubes metaspace? Or like hyperspace or whatever? Alright, will I get a little flowy bit? I did! Okay, so whatever I did that round. No! I need to get that other orb. I have no idea what a pair, like, what is a pair anymore, because I didn't see a single match in there. Oh! Huh! Got if I just get another freaking orb or into that like little crevice. Yeah, that's where I need to be. I just need those 2 orbs over there. Ah, fuck! Yeah, okay. I definitely need to get at least 1 pair of those orby things.
Try and deposit as many rings as you can. It may even help show you the way.
Yes! Yeah, not bad. Yeah! Hey! Oh no, the Chaos Emerald!
Oh no, you don't!
Oh no! Oh, jeez! Eggman!
Oh man, what happened to that emerald we just had?
I guess Eggman's got one of them, but the other one's safe. That guy must be desperate.
That means his 2 to our 1, and that's not good. Come on, Sonic, we need to get busy.
Hey, that's
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
Alright, I am actually gonna get out of here now, but don't leave because we're gonna raid out. Because, I'm like tired. I couldn't get the sound to play because I didn't update it. Shame on me. But anyway. Let's see. Stream manager. Alright. Raid. I think Burley just started. Here, let's go into auto. All right, everybody. I will be back tomorrow because tomorrow is Thursday. And we're going to keep going with Jurassic Park and all that other stuff. I hope you guys have a safe and wonderful day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Maybe